We're live. Let's go all the way back up in here because we had one person in here way before it was time. That was Austin D. Here's the first one. Mike Sampson. Bottom Peters Outdoors. Eddie Gross. Country Boy Catfishing. 351 Cleveland. Not bad. It says we have 3 in here, but I know we have more than that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people streaming right now, too. You got Chunky on. Big Mike's actually streaming right now, too.
Yeah. We'll get a few more people in here. There's a lot of people wanting. There's Uncle Lou. Just joined in.
It's always a good day when Uncle Lou's in the house.
Oh yeah, of course. Ace is in the house. Ace Catfishing. Brian B. Catfishing's in the house. Palmetto Cats. How you doing, Kevin? I was expecting to see his show tonight, and I messaged him. He goes, "Oh, there's no show tonight." I'm like, man, that took away my fun. Jason Lamb. Fishing Chick. Yeah, we're getting people in here. We'll give a few more minutes to see how many more people come in, and we'll get started. So who's the teacher in the group?
What's that?
I said, which one of you are the teacher?
Well, we each have our days. Some days it's we both teach ourselves lessons, and then some days we teach each other. So.
Oh, I understand that. Hello, LG Cats. Have you do you know about the Doc Demon Doc Runner Whiskey Seeker Rod Challenge off the Bullock Experience?
Hey, wipe your hands up.
That's the under 36-inch rod challenge,
Under
right?
38 inches and under.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have that on the boat last night. That would have worked out too well.
Why not?
I think that would have probably been pretty bad. I've probably been pretty upset.
Wait, you're allowed to have 30-pound braid, 30-pound monofilament, or 30-pound braid on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it ripped off about 70 yards pretty quick last night.
That's why I like braid, because you can get a lot more line on it than you can get monofilament. So I'm doing the challenge just to see if I can do it. How big of a fish I can land with it.
I see a lot of people starting to do it, which is pretty cool because it'll be pretty good to see who gets that big one on there.
So far as I know, there's 14 people entered on it.
It's pretty good.
And there's 2 of them that are registered on video. And last night, if I could have got back on live, I'd have had a 14-pound flathead. But since I had people come in fishing the bank so close to me, back with the music on, I couldn't go live last night. When I was fighting that 14-pound flathead on that 36-inch rod. I mean, a time of my life, I'm having fun, got something on that little rod. But I tell you what, you don't got much control.
Oh, no.
It's you're at the mercy of the fish, and you're hoping for the best.
Yeah, but at least I knew enough to have my drag set just right to where it wasn't going to fill off a lot of lines.
Yeah.
Hello, laughing. Hello, wondering. Hello, headhunters. But that that would have been something to see on video.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And no, I didn't get a picture of it because I was too frustrated with the people around me. Normally, it's
Yeah.
always when you're catching fish and other people are pulling up, seeing you catch fish. They want to park right next to you and cast over you to get to where you're fishing.
Yep. Yeah.
What is up with that?
People do it on boats too. They'll pull right up beside you if they think you got a good spot.
Well,
Nice
they're coming
nice
up with these.
Sorry.
They're coming up with store-bought baits, and I'm using baits I caught out of the river or out of a lake.
Yeah. I'd rather use something local instead of something packaged myself.
Yeah. Well, we got 9 people in here so far.
You need to get you a boat.
Okay, for me.
No, if I got a boat, I'd probably put all them people in it, in the middle of the river without any life vest, and let them life vest or motor, let them drift down the river.
Fishing took the way, you just tell them to keep going, and then you'll tell them when to stop.
No, I just let the river take them. That's how mad I was last night.
It can get pretty bad sometimes.
Night, headhunter. Hello, laughing cat. All right. So, Junior, at what age did your dad get you into catfishing?
What was that?
I asked the son, at what age did your father get you into catfishing?
My father got us into catfishing pretty early. We started doing. There's a little local Northwest Ohio Field and Stream. Every year they do a kids catfish cane pole tournament, and we started doing that.
What really got you? What really got you
started.
hooked into catfishing?
Just catching fish.
Catching
Seemed like
fish?
you never know what you never know what you're going to get when you put the line in.
Yeah. You just don't know how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, Dad, your turn. Same question.
I pretty much got started into catfishing when I was real little. We always went camp and fishing every summer, a week or two at a time, and that's pretty much all I did growing up was fish.
Okay. Give us a little history on you guys, Brad.
Me and Jason actually been fishing together for a real long time. Jason just kept talking about doing a YouTube channel. I told him to do it. I'm like, between the two of us, we have sometimes we actually fish quite a bit different compared to what a lot of other people do, I guess. Just this our location. Like we started out on the bank for a large number of years before we actually got into fishing off a boat, which is kind of a learning curve in itself when you get into it.
Okay. So do you both use what tackle do you guys have that you use are the same or is different?
Can you say it one more time?
What is the tackle that you two use that are the same or that is different?
Me personally, I like using Uncle Lou's Dock Demons. I've been using them for the last couple months, and fish counts definitely went up.
I've always used these cheap peg floats that I get at Walmart, and
Whoops, they'll be back. They're going to replace the battery. Hello, wondering. Hey, Sonny. Laughing Cats, you still having a problem with going on StreamYard with your current account? Hey, Kelly. Hey, Mo Creek. They'll be right back. They had to replace a battery in their GoPro. Hey, Parker Pursuit. Hey, Sharina. What happened?
Battery.
I
Battery
thought
died
that's
already.
what happened.
I told you it'd probably end up happening. We were waiting on it.
All right. You want to go on with where you left off at?
And then I like to use these little rattles.
The Versa rattles.
Yeah, Versa style rattles.
No, you like the Versa style rattlers or the bullet style?
The Versa style. I normally chuck one or two of them on right behind the float.
Mono or braid?
Braid.
How about you, Dad?
Always braid. Where we're at, a lot of snakes. A lot of times you gotta horse those fish out of those limbs.
Oh yeah, monofilament. You don't get a horse of fish.
Yeah.
Or you get smacked in the head trying to break the line off. It's happened.
Yeah, by the rod.
Not speaking from experience or anything, but if you want to get smacked a couple times, you put you some 60-pound mono on there, and you'll figure out how bad it is to break it.
Oh, you'll get a nice headache.
Oh yeah, or go flying across the boat, which is still kind of funny.
Yeah, you and the rod
Yeah,
both
every
going
once in a while,
across the
too.
boat, and one of you guys end up in the water.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be good for me. I try to stay out of it. Sinking's not swimming.
Well,
Yeah, he can't swim.
we can always ask Green Machine Outdoors how he likes falling out of boats.
He seems to be doing a pretty good job of it. He's taught me what not to do, and I'm very happy for that.
Hey, he taught me why I don't want to be in a boat. I will give him that. He does give me the reasons why I still want to stay a bank fisherman.
Oh yeah.
So, what kind of rod and reel gears do you guys use?
For us, it actually kind of differs between the two of us. Go ahead, Jason.
I like to use the big cat fevers, and I like to use Daewoo Millionaires. I got a Daewoo Millionaire Bluebacker and a Daewoo Millionaire CVX, and those are two reels that I like to use. They cast really smooth. There's a lot of reels that I have used, and like the cheaper PC phones and stuff like that. They work good for the money, but I just like using these a lot better because they're a lot smoother, reel in a lot smoother.
They usually last a lot longer too.
What about you, Dad?
For me personally, I like my B&M rods. I do have a couple other rods, and I use them. I'm not a big fan of them, but the B&M rods seem to work pretty good for me. I like the longer to the rod. I can actually put that rod right on my hip and work the fish. It makes it pretty convenient.
Now, the Catfish Beaver rod, do you like the medium heavy or the heavy?
I like the medium heavy because where we're at, we get a lot of channel cats. We don't have that many big fish. like we do have flatheads in our area, but they're pretty uncommon. And we got to travel 2.5 hours just to catch blue cats. I mean, if we want to go fishing on a quick fishing trip, it's pretty much channels all day long.
Okay. But you know them flatheads, they do get big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they
And
do.
they are known to eat every 4 or 5 days by choice. They can go into survival mode
Yeah, if you get
wait
lucky,
4 or
you catch
5 days before they eat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like we hit one of our check down spots last night, and that's how we caught that 31 pounder last night, flathead, and just being at the right spot at the right time, sitting right off the back of a hole. I mean, not where they normally are in that spot either.
Yeah, I know where there is a hole and there's tie downs that they use for barges that are corrugated metal. I knew where this one hole was because I kept watching the water swirl around it. I always fish that spot a lot, but I just decided to drop that last night. I decided to drop a bluegill in front of it.
Yeah,
On that 30. Bad part was I threw it out there with a 38-inch rod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like that little fishing spot. That little hole's got some cover in it, and it's got some current over top of it, and it's got a little stream just literally off the back side of it. And we usually get some flathead out of that spot.
Yeah.
But just nothing 31 pounds.
No, you guys
I'm not
say
complaining,
you fish from a boat, right?
Oh yes.
Want us to walk us through your boat and how you have it set up and why?
On our boat, we have one fish finder at the console, which I use to find my spots and locate fish. I normally use the maps if I'm in a area of water that I do not know and check off some good spots, and then I'll run over it and check the regular sonar if there's any fish. Even if there's not fish but cover, I find cover, I'll tend to fish it for a little bit. And then I also have a fish finder towards the back of the boat that I can watch at all times and see if any fish are coming up off the bottom when I'm drifting. See if they're coming up off the bottom to check out my baits, or if they're just swimming away from my baits, then I'll change something up because there's obviously something they do not like about it. And I use an XI3 trolling motor, and I also use 2 monster rod holders off the front and 3 off the back, or 6 off the back actually.
3 per side.
Yeah, and we'll pull planer boards. We'll normally pull 4 planer boards and 2 down rods, just to cover a pretty big area.
So how was your guys' fishing trip last night? How did you guys end out?
We caught 9 in total, mostly channel. We did it. Amanda, my girlfriend, actually caught a pretty nice channel cat, which it was a little better than average than that spot. Normally, we don't get anything quite that big, but it's a lot of smalls, a lot of short bite, a lot of pleasure boaters. And then we had towards the end of the night, it was slowing down, but we had chicken out there, and we had some live bluegill creek chubs. But at the end of the night, we caught the 31 pounder at the very end of the trip. So we were actually getting ready to leave, and then we sit there for a few minutes longer to make sure there wasn't no more there.
So, what's your PBs? What's your personal best?
That was my PB last night that's my personal best, 31 pounds for a flathead.
And then my personal best would be somewhere around 50 pounds for a flathead. I don't know. It maxed out the scale, so we have no idea how big it actually was.
It was at least 50 pounds.
So you need to get a scale that weighs up to 110 pounds, right?
We do now.
We do now. This was like 6 years ago.
So what's her personal best? What is her personal best?
Her personal best. We actually got her about a 15-pound blue on the Ohio River, and we're trying to work on getting her a flathead. We that's why we were sitting there. We were trying to get her into a flathead catfish because she's not caught one yet. So,
well, one of these days, hopefully, we can get her up on camera.
Oh yeah,
well, you want her on camera now?
She's sitting here watching.
I know. I messaged her. I think before I messaged you about going live. Hello. I know I messaged her, but I think before I messaged you about being a guest on the show.
Yeah. She's getting quite a bit better. She actually got her some Hellcat rods a few weeks ago, and
have you guys
got some reels on them, and she got to try it.
have you guys able to put them the Hellcats in use yet to see how you like them?
Some the medium heavies are pretty light. I mean, they're above a whisker seeker, but it ain't by a lot. We were having like 4 and 5 pound channels. They bend them over pretty good. So if you fish a river with some bigger fish, you probably want to stick to a Hellcat that's at least a heavy, because they are.
You got both a medium heavy and a heavy, or just a medium heavy?
Really it's more like a medium light.
If you guys have any questions for these people in chat, feel free to ask.
That color on them, though, I'll tell you what, is pretty amazing. We can see them rods about 30, 45 minutes longer than you could anything else in the back of the boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that color's pretty intense.
You're done?
Okay. But until we get some Uncle Lou rods, we'll use them for now.
I keep hearing that Uncle Lou has a rod out, and I haven't seen pictures of it yet.
It's not out yet. I think it's still in the process, but it's coming.
I keep hearing about it.
There'll be one to look out for.
So you have, like you said, you have to take a 2-hour drive to go after big blues.
Yeah, the Ohio River's in like 2.5 hours, depending on traffic and the boat ramp. Sometimes people are there for a while.
Want to be outdoors wants to know: do you dip any of your weights in any of that rubber dip or whatever it is it's called?
The plastic dip? No, we've not that yet. I do kind of get creative once in a while and try to do my own little stinker styles every once in a while, but nothing in plastic dip. Although it probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
Laughing Cut caught 3 small flatheads today, 2 buffaloes and a sturgeon.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. That's a good job.
The sturgeon would be pretty fun, especially depending on what size it is.
Yeah, if it's a good sized sturgeon, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people around us that have them, but I've never caught one. That'd be one of them fish that'd be just neat to catch once and just to say you did it.
Well, if you're on the Mississippi, I know a couple spots where you can go and hook into them. You can get a small sturgeon or you can get the bigger sturgeon. And if you hook into one of the bigger ones, I should say, if you throw out big chunks of cut bait thinking you're going to catch a catfish, you might end up hooking into a sturgeon. And that might not be what you want. I'm trying to keep it.
I don't know. That's kind of one of our.
Want to be outdoors wants to know if he can have his hat back.
This is mine. I lost it once, and we got it back last night from taking a trip from moving spots. I didn't have it flipped around, and then we had to do a big Huey. Jason turned it around and got us put back on it before it sank, and I grabbed it out of the water. That's why I didn't actually even have it on the picture of the fish because it was soaking wet, and I'm like it's gonna take a second to dry out.
Which hat is he talking about? Is that the catfish hat?
This one, the One Ton Fishing Club hat.
Oh, okay.
See it? An awesome hat, by the way. I'm not always too big on snapbacks, but I'll tell you what, they do fit nice, even for a big head like mine.
Yeah, I was wearing my catfish hat yesterday, my catfish crappie shirt yesterday for ice fishing, and I caught one 12-pound blue on live stream. As soon as I went off live, they started biting.
Ain't that always how it goes? You try to record it and you can't, and then
Yeah.
and other times
Oh, your battery's about ready to go out again. I know, Nemo. What am I missing now, Art? Catfishing Dreams, Chauncey Outdoors.
This one's fine. This one's fine.
No, you're a mermaid wannabe.
you get another battery in it.
Yeah, see if you can pop in on
Okay, we're back, right?
Yep.
Have him send you the link and then we'll pop in on your phone.
Hey, if you can have it, send me the link on my phone and I'll stream it off my phone so it doesn't keep doing that. I don't know how many batteries we got left. Hey, can you hear me, Evan?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can send it to you on your phone.
Cool, that'll work. I'll pop back in that way because that way you can. It won't go dead again because I don't know how long that battery's got.
I don't know how many batteries you guys got charged up.
Well, we had a few yesterday, but we burnt through a couple, and I don't know how much the other batteries got on them. So
Yeah.
And it's really hot here.
yeah, if you can't see me wipe my face, it's pretty warm. We're here right now, so.
Oh, I see you wiping your face. Okay, you should be getting it.
They send you the link.
If your hats don't what? It probably wouldn't be wise. Oops, they'll be right back. Yeah, but by what I understand, 1-ton hats don't float. I don't know, Art. By what I understand, all the 1-ton people, all the cool people wear these. Yeah, by what I understand, all the cool people I see have been wearing these hats. Hey, Hilljack Catfishing. Hey, Kelly, you still in here? Bullock Experience, are you still in here? They'll be right back. They're just swapping out from their GoPro back to the phone. I didn't even know Hill Jack had hats. Oh, okay, here they come.
We will be here in just a second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oops. Is that better?
Can you hear me, Adam?
Yeah, I can hear you. But I want to tilt the phone down a little bit so we can see you. Oh, that's what's in front of it, the mic. Fingerprint. Now's your time to get his fingerprint.
Can you hear us, Evan?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nope. Oh, you got it? Okay, cool.
So,
Sorry about that.
what got you into making and selling sinkers?
Well, for us, our area is pretty. Their sinkers are.
Whoops, we lost them again. They're back.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. Must have lost connection. That reconnected here. No, for us, for our area, it's really the sinkers in our area are really expensive. So we decided to make them for ourselves. We've been doing it for probably 4 or 5 years, pretty safely. Not quite the amount that we're doing now, but we are making quite a bit of them now.
Do you make your molds or do you buy them?
We buy them. We use a lot of the regular do-it molds, which are really good, and then we have a few CNC molds that we've had done because some of the molds are really hard to get. So there's one of the CNC molds we use for Collins Customs. They're based out of Virginia, I do.
Yeah, they're in Virginia.
They're in Stan's area.
Okay. So, do you what variety of types of sinkers do you guys make?
We got coins, flat banks, cannonballs, the inline no rolls, the Steve Douglas specials, if you want to call them that, is tried and true. And then we also have the egg sinkers that go inline also.
And then regular banks.
Do you guys make the pyramids?
Not yet.
I love the
We haven't really
pyramids.
had anyone ask for them.
Yeah.
Hey, I love them. I like them because they hit that mud in the bottom and they don't move much.
Yeah.
So,
What size
so
do
you
you
get a big-
use?
I use them anywhere from 4 to 12. I use a pyramid
wow.
anywhere from a 4 to 12 to 14 ounces.
Yeah.
But I pity the boat that gets in the way of that sinker when it's flying.
Yeah.
It does make a hell of a noise. On an aluminum boat,
Oh, I bet it does.
Oh yeah.
it will ring out like a church bell.
Oh yeah. I used to fish out of a little John boat all the time.
Now I'm fishing from the bank, but one morning I was out on the Kaskaskia at about 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't have my headlamp on to check the area before I cast like I normally do. I just put the sinker on, put the bait on, put the rod holder in the ground, casted, and about 8 seconds later I hear this bing! I'm like, what the hell? There should be nothing out there in the middle of the water. Pick up the spotlight, and there's a boat out there right where I casted.
There
The guy
was
in
that
the
day,
boat.
huh?
That early in the morning, that I always wondered why that boat didn't have his lights on.
Oh yeah.
We seen a couple of those last night running down the river with nothing on. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
But the guy was jumping up all over the boat trying to find out what the hell hit him.
If he was asleep,
know
you
it.
sure woke him up.
Oh, I'm sure it did. It scared the daylights out of me too, because I'm like, I should 3, 2. I was counting down until I hit water, and all of a sudden, bing! I'm like, whoop. Something was out there. Something was out there that shouldn't have been out there. Because I was fishing right by the Lockett Dam, and boats ain't supposed to be within 300 yards of the Lockett Dam.
Yeah. Yeah, most of them they put buoys or chains out or both, or
you get kicked out pretty quick.
We've been closer than we were supposed to and got let know.
Well, there's a guy that's walking the wall that night when he heard that. Because he just seen me cast. Because he had a light on me, and I was using my 15-foot rod with a 8-ounce weight, and I let that thing sail. And I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
they go pretty far, especially them long rods.
Yeah, because I'm using the 40-pound braid, and I just let that thing fly, and all of a sudden, all right, 3, 2, 1, and no splash, just a big bing. The guy on the wall and me both looked at each other.
Yeah, you got some pretty good waters over by you.
Well, the Kaskaskia is a really wide river down by the Lockett Dam. So
yeah,
he just got done looking off the point and didn't see a boat. And he's about 50 feet away from it when he heard that sinker hit a boat. And when I picked up the spotlight, pointed out where I'd casted, there was a boat. An 18-foot flat bottom aluminum boat. And
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't like to turn their lights on around here either. Even I mean, you're supposed to have them on in low light, let alone night.
Well, I kind of figured out why he was fishing there after I called the lot master, and he's telling me there's a deep hole there that holds big cats.
Yeah.
And boats ain't supposed to be that close to the lot, so they try to sneak up in there.
So he turned off his lights.
Turned off his lights and used his trolling motor. He turned off his motor. He turned off his console lights and everything. He just used his trolling motor to get up where he wanted to go. The only light he had on until he got there was his fish finder. Then he dropped his anchors off and started fishing that hole. And apparently he fell asleep.
You get kicked out of those pretty quickly.
He got kicked out.
Make it very well known that you're not supposed to be there pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
I did that a couple weekends ago. I was drifting on the Ohio River and fell asleep and ended up on the bank.
Well, I tell you what, what that lockmaster had to say to him? No. You could hear him yelling at that boat guy, and that is only maybe 100 yards, 200 yards from the wall. And you could hear every word that guy was yelling at him crystal clear. Wannabe Outdoors wants to know, Brad, if you'll make him a Brutus sinker. What is that? A Brutus.
You still hear us, Abbott?
Yeah. I can hear you. What is a Brutus sinker?
A what?
A Brutus sinker.
A Brutus sinker?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know.
Wannabe Outdoors wants to know if you'll make him one.
If you can send a picture, we'll look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm almost thinking that it's probably a 1 pound weight.
Oh, yeah, we made a muskrat a 7-pounder because he said he didn't have a heavy enough weight for that current in Ohio River. So we actually made him it was a 7.26 pounds sinker for him.
That's a damn boat
Giving him a
anchor.
hard time.
Did you send it to him?
Yeah, I handed it to him. He goes, "What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's your new weight that keeps your bait down." He laughed.
Yeah.
I doubt he's probably used it, but I bet he's probably sent it back.
Austin says, Brad, for sure, I can't get my PayPal right. I have no idea what's going on.
Just message me after, and I'll help you with it. It's not that hard.
No, it ain't that hard.
Sometimes when you first start setting something up, it's always a little challenging. Just getting all your info in there, getting everything right. I still make mistakes on it.
So Brad, how did you find such a well-rounded fishing woman?
I actually went to school with her, and we dated in high school, and then we went our own ways, and then now we're back together. So
Boy,
that's the short story of it. But hey, we've been getting into fishing more. She liked to do fishing before, but it was not really the fishing we do or the style that we do it.
So what kind of fishing does she like to do?
She used to bank fish for catfish and using, number 2 hooks and small hooks, small bait.
Okay.
We tend to use 5 to 8 hooks and braid and not mono and not the Zebco 33. I told her she can't put that on the boat.
Why not? That's a challenge. To land the big cat on the Zebco 33, that'd be fun to see.
That's a finesse challenge in itself right there.
No, the finesse challenge is a dock runner or dock
drag,
30-pound
no
braid.
line. Yeah.
I put a couple of bait casters on my dock demons.
His dock demon's got upgrades.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as you're 36 inches and it has 30-pound braid, you can do the challenge.
Well,
Yeah.
we did them for the kids.
Yeah.
We'd put a 2-ounce weight on it, toss it out, and let them fight them. Them smaller 2, 3, 4, 5 pound channels on those dock demons. And they had a blast with it. We actually got 2 of them that are already pretty well ready to go. We just didn't do it.
We were going to do it last night, but we forgot them in my truck.
Yeah, but wait until you hit that 18 and 24-pound channel cat or that 50-pound flathead on a dock demon.
Yeah. I've had a 13-pounder on a dock demon. It was quite a fight.
That 31-pounder was bad enough to keep out of the back of the boat motor. I don't know if I'd want to do it on something that with no control. We actually trimmed the whole motor completely up out of the water because it kept beelining for it.
Yeah, that's normally good with any kind of land. Have that prop up out of the water, so that way you don't have to worry about wrapping
Yeah.
your fish wrapping around it. But
Yeah, that's the quickest place to lose a fish is right there.
yeah,
You can tie the best knots in the world, have the best line, have the best gear, but as soon as you hit that blade on that prop, it's gone.
oh yeah, because that prop is hitting other rocks. It's that prop ain't the smoothest prop because it clipped a few things.
It's brand new.
This one's brand new because there was an incident a few weeks ago where we found some rocks in the river in a pretty shallow spot.
Have you ever came up with the idea of getting a jet boat like Epic does? A jet motor?
I thought about it at one point, but I mean, normally if you stay we were running at night, and I just made a mistake of cutting this bank too early and close, and yeah, I got into a rock pile. Normally it's 13 foot there. You go a little bit one way, and the river was also probably 5 foot lower than normal.
Oh, you wasn't watching your maps, were you?
No, I was like, I got this, and started running down the river.
We ran that stretch of river for so long, and sometimes you tend to forget which curve is the one that's the bad one.
Yeah.
And that was the bad one.
Yeah, that's where your fish finders also help you with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had the fish finder turned off and
Yeah,
but cover back over it, and
that way we have good night visibility. We turn the fish finders off because
So who was the driver
I
that
can see
night?
better with it off rather than that light shot. Oh, that's me. I'm the boat owner, so I normally drive at night. I'll let him drive in the daytime. I was like, you want me to reckon at night? That's fine. I was like, you reckon at night? That's a different story.
if it's questionable scenario on the water, it always refers back to him. I don't want to be the one to do the damage.
Hello, Catfish and Crappie. He just came in. Or he's been watching these, probably on the bank fishing.
What's up,
So, yep, that's Mark. Hey, Justin. He just came in. Justin Fishing Fetish.
Oh yeah, I see Justin in here a lot.
That's Gabby's daddy. So, when did you guys decide to start going and doing YouTube?
I've been wanting to do it probably for 6 or 7 years, and I finally pretty much got the means and ability to do it right now. I mean, I wanted to, if I did it, I wanted to do it pretty good and not just kind of wing it.
So, how many videos do you have up?
Right now, I got 5 videos up, and I'm working on the 6th one now.
Can I get my mods in chat to put up Brad Caudill's link on YouTube and Wild Herbs Fishing up in there? Let's go over there. If you're not subscribed to his channel, to their channels, subscribe, hit the bell notification, watch a couple other videos, and leave a comment. Let's help these people grow.
Yeah,
So-
here pretty soon too. We're gonna do some videos on how to pour lead and how to be safe about it and not burn yourself. So
I was helping Brad and burnt my fingers pretty good.
So, how many times you
we'll have
burned
some
yourself?
videos coming up for that.
So, how many times have you burnt yourself?
Usually at least one.
He's burnt me more than he's burnt himself.
I'm talking to you.
That
Oh, me? Probably 3 or 4 times.
You get them molds where they need to be. When they start smoking, that's when your lead starts pouring real good. But it's also where you catch your hands and your fingers in bad spots. It only takes you a second to burn them real good.
Yeah, I think in less than a second, you'd know you've been burnt.
Oh yeah.
It takes about 0.25 seconds before you drop it.
The lead's sometimes forgiving. Sometimes it'll bounce off your fingers if you do get in a bad spot. But the molds, nope, they'll send you real quick.
Oh yeah. Sunny Cat Never Perkins says, "Keep water away from the lead. It's the best safety."
Oh yeah.
Getting water under the lead is more dangerous than dropping it in the lead.
Sometimes when you're adding new lead into the pots, just a little bit of moisture, even any kind of draw of moisture on it, that stuff bubbles and it can splatter real quick.
I've been dropping
really
hot
really
liquid
watch.
lead. I almost want to say dropping hot liquid lead in ice cold water is looking for an explosion.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you ship out leads to everybody in the catfish community or what?
Quite a few people actually. We have some people local that we do sell to, but there's a lot that we do ship out. I mean, a lot of people are in the same situation we were when we started, before we started molding it, that some of these places doing $1 an ounce for lead's just unreal.
Trust me, I know a few places like that.
Oh yeah, they're around. Every state's got them. It don't matter. You could be in Virginia tomorrow and you're going to find a spot, or Kentucky, Tennessee. We've been down in some of those areas, and we fish those areas from time to time, and we see some of the prices.
I think Tennessee, one of the tackle shops wanted $10 for 1 8-ounce sinker.
How much for 1 8-ounce sinker?
Which was kind of
$10.
$10. Yeah,
for one.
All right. Sunny Cat Never Parker wants
Some
to
of these
know.
people got it a lot worse.
Sunny Cat Never Parker wants to know where you find all your lead.
Well, sometimes it's really easy to get, and sometimes it's not. Like right now, one of the guys that supplies me lead, I've got him wiped pretty much well out. So I got another guy that we use, and you can find it. Best thing I can tell you is check locally if you're going to do it. Check some of the recycling centers and stuff like that and see if they'll sell it. Some of them won't. So be prepared. Don't go in there thinking you're going to get it, because sometimes you don't.
True.
And when you're cleaning a lot of it, there's quite a bit of work that goes into just cleaning it before you can ever take and pour it, which is usually half the battle.
So walk us through the process of how you prep your lead before you start melting it.
Well, we have our own way of melting it down, but we usually clean about 100 pounds at a time. So we'll take and put it into a fire, heat it up, get it as hot as we can get everything scraped down off of it, get everything pulled out of it, and then after it's set a little bit, we'll go through and start either making ingots or pouring some lead off of that, 4 ingots, and then we use the lead pots to remelt the lead if we need to. Some of the smaller sinkers, it's just easier to pour it out of the lead pots than it is to hand pour anything.
Sonny says cleaning is easy. I don't know. Some of that lead you'd get out of a recycling center, you'd think you'd want to burn it, melt it twice to get all the stuff out of it.
Yeah, and we usually do a 2-part process, and then when we actually get it, if we get it in the pots here, it gets cleaned a 3rd time on the smaller lead, which produces a lot better sinkers. Especially
Hello,
for the small
Jeremy
ones.
Allen.
Sometimes some of the small ones they're not bad to pour, but when you pour a 16-ounce sinker, you'll figure out how hard it gets, because the 16s they get really involved in pouring them. Your speed, your heat of your lead, the temperature outside all plays a difference. You might pour it one way one day, and then the next day it might not be that way.
So what's your smallest sinker and what's your biggest sinker you make?
The smallest sinkers we make I actually have some 1-ounce eggs, and normally, unless if someone orders them or wants them, I'll make them, but I don't normally stock them just because there ain't really a big demand. But generally everything's 2 ounce or above, and then we have some coins that go 16 ounces, which is a pound of lead.
16 ounce? Well, that's a pound right there. What's that? A 16? Was that a 16 ounce?
Yeah, that was a 16 ounce.
Here's a 2.
Oh,
There's a 16.
damn.
This is 2 ounces.
That's a monster.
So if that tells you anything, it'll fit right inside here.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
They're fun. They're pretty fun to pour.
Now, what kind of rod would you suggest to use to cast that 16?
Heavy. You definitely need a heavy.
You could do it on a medium heavy that's rated for 8, but you're not going to toss it like you would. You're going to lob it off the side of the boat and get to stick in some current. You aren't tossing it.
On a medium heavy, you won't get the distance with it. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. And it's pretty hard on the rod too.
No, saying the person that has a 15-foot heavy action fast tip rod, that would handle it.
It might. I've never tried it, so I don't really know for sure. I don't like handing out bad advice. I mean, it's at your own risk. Just like it is when you toss them off. But like the medium heavies, I'll cast 8s and 12s, but I don't cast the 16s. I lightly lob them like you would a open face rod off to the side.
You see, I have a heavy action 15-foot rod, so that'd almost be a challenge.
Yeah, I think it might break the tip off if you go to sling it real hard.
If you want to try it, I'll send you a 16-ounce sinker.
I might pull out my 18-foot rod for that one. I might pull my 18-foot out for that one.
Yeah.
Might need some saltwater gear for that.
No, the 18-foot is a saltwater freshwater rod, but it's really heavy. It's really heavy action. But I tell you what, I could damn near launch a red brick with it. That's a darn near.
Yeah.
So a 16-ounce, a red brick would, I'd say, weighs what, 3 or 4 pounds?
Yeah,
Those red
pretty
clay
close
bricks.
to that.
So if I put a 16-ounce weight on it, it's a lot lighter with braid. Oh, that thing would be. Yeah, I'm saying 16-ounce with bait on 40-pound braid. That thing would be gone.
Yeah.
Don't know where that would land.
Could be really good. It could be really bad.
I'm thinking on the good side, the distance with an 18-foot rod on a 16-ounce sinker. it could be good, but reeling it in would be the bad part.
Yeah.
You know exactly where it's going when you're reeling it in.
Oh yeah, you know where.
It'll hit that
You know,
bottom pretty fast.
yeah, you know you're going to be having a hell of a time bringing it in, reeling.
Yeah,
It ain't gonna be.
be like casting out in the yard.
Yeah. Is that for Austin? Is that for Brad? Oh, never mind. That's for catfish and crappie. I'm sorry.
What?
So, what's the process of what? What's the full length of the curing time for the leads?
They cure pretty quick.
Sometimes when you get the molds really hot, you got to let them cool off because the lead will sit in there and just stay really hot. And when you go to pull it out, pull it out, it'll break in half. But when that starts happening, you set the mold off to the side for 20, 30 minutes and you start pouring something else.
If you watch Epic has a really great video on pouring lead, and he shows you what happens when the molds are too hot or too cold. And it's actually it is very well done by him because it really shows you the whole process. Because if it too cold is just as bad as too hot. They'll literally crumble and fall apart if you pull them out too fast and they're too hot.
Now, you said the Ohio River is 2 hours drive. So, do you fish lakes or rivers mainly? If you had a
Mainly
choice.
rivers. We got a small river. Most people would actually call it a creek, but the further you go north, about 40 minutes, it actually gets pretty big. But most people would call the section near us a creek.
For us, we tend to go fish rivers more than anything. We have some lakes around here, St. Mary's and Indian Lake, and Indian Lake's starting to get a pretty good flathead population, but we don't tend to fish up there much because usually it's pretty. There's a lot of boat traffic this time of the year, way worse than the river. So we pick the lesser of two evils.
So, which one's your favorite river?
Little Allglaze, Maumee. It's up towards Toledo.
Have you ever tried fishing the Kentucky River?
Not yet. I haven't.
No, I haven't either. We fished what's that river in Tennessee? The Powell River a few times. Some of the family lives down there.
KY Catfish Hunter lives in Kentucky as well. I don't know how far he'd be away from you. He fishes the Ohio River.
Yeah. I know the Chad's pretty close to us, fishing with the Chad. He's not too far away from us when we go to the Ohio River. We're fishing similar waterways or similar pools on the river.
Catfish Headhunter, he fishes the Ohio as well.
Yeah, the Ohio River can treat you real good sometimes.
Okay, everybody. Can I get one of my mods to post KY Catfish Hunter's link? He's only need 35 more people to hit 300, and when he hits 300, he's going to do a giveaway for a Penn Squall 20 reel.
Cool.
Let's help him
So
get it.
Huh? Say what?
So let's help him get it. I'll make sure that I'm subscribed to him when we get off of here.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I am.
Okay. KY Catfish Hunter.
I got a lot of people, but
KY, just send me the reel. I'll be happy with it. That pin will go with my other 2 pins. Thank you, Mark. And let's share Brad Caudill's and Wild Herb Fishing's links as well.
Hey, Evan, what's your favorite rod and reel combination? I know you have a bunch like we do.
I have.
Is there a favorite you use?
I have 2 pins. I have a Shakespeare, and I have a Cast King. The Shakespeare is a ATS low profile bait caster. The Cast King is a Pontius 5000 spinning reel with a bait drag on it. And I got 2 pins I love that are spinning reels. Pin Pierce 8000 and the Pin Pierce 6000. They're both ocean and freshwater reels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you what,
I have one of those Pin 6000s. They're nice.
Yeah, but I tell you what, wait till you hook into a big cat, then you see the drag system that won't compare to any other reel. Because those things are a beast.
Oh yeah. I put one of those on a whisker seeker, and I've yet to catch a fish on it. We put it out quite a bit, but it hasn't hooked up yet. I've been waiting to see how they do together.
I have
it's
one
supposed to
bait
be my
caster.
bait pool, but I keep using it for catfish.
I have one bait caster, but I use it every so often. But when I'm going flathead fishing, I'll use it.
Yeah.
And that's on the chunky cat.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I can
Those
get it.
retrieval of the open face are hard to beat off a bank.
Yeah, retrieving the bait caster off a bank compared to a spinning reel. I'm used to retrieving.
They're not comparable, huh?
No, I'm used to retrieving line and sinkers off an 11-foot rod. Then you give me a 7-foot BJ rod that's been blinged up by Chunky with a low profile bait caster to sinker up off the bottom. No, I have to hold the rod way up here, just keep it off the bottom.
Keep it from snagging up.
Yeah, we got reservoirs that we fish that we gotta do that with.
Because for a lot of places I like to fish, you got these sand flats with mud drop off, and another 40 yards out, you got this rock ledge. Or this ledge that just drops. Sometimes it's rock, sometimes it's wood. You don't know.
So all of our reservoirs that we have, like around us and near Lima, they're actually above ground, and then they line the whole outsides of them with nothing but stone. So if you fish from the bank, you're not using a bait caster to do it.
No.
That's the nice thing about the boat, getting out there, even though you're not allowed to use a motor. But the bait casters are real great off the boat when you don't have to tend with the rocks.
They're good for a boat because you can drift with them, you can suspend fish with them. But spinning reels are more bank fishing than you will have a bait caster.
Yeah.
Because bait casters are good for if you have a fish on the other end. And I tell you what, if you have a big cat on the other end of the bait caster on the bank, you don't have that problem. It's when you don't have it and you hook into a tree that's on the bottom with that bait caster.
Yeah.
Something's going to break. But I like it. I just have to know my spots where I use it. Or I have to use a Patriot float to suspend it up off the bottom where I can fish it from the bank.
Yeah.
Tell them what you like to do.
One of the things I like to do, and you don't see a lot of people do it, especially around us here. But my dad's brother actually taught it to me. We'd go up the reservoir, go fishing, and I'd always complain about getting stuck on those rocks. And we'll actually put a beach ball, wrap string around it, tape it up where the string's at, hook it to a leader to leader, clip it, and then we'll let the wind take that beach ball out. And then when you get it out far enough into that wind, you'll stop the rod, and then you'll twist the line and put the leader on the line, snap it, and let it pull your drop out. And you can keep dropping drops, kind of like a trout line, but like Ohio's only got 3 hook per line rule, so you can only do 3 drops with 1 hook.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever thought of trying to do a balloon rig?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing them. I've never tried it. I've always used that beach ball rig with the drops, and I've actually pulled some real nice channel cats out of there that are over 12, 13 pounds.
The balloon rig works really well if you have it on a sinker slide and a bead and a bobber stop to where you can adjust your depth and cast it up to a little ways. And if you have the wind to your back, the wind will just keep pushing that balloon out farther.
Mm-hmm.
So it works really good.
Yeah, that's what I basically do with the beach balls, because I don't get the biggest one they make. I get the one that's about a foot. It's about a foot wide.
Okay.
You let the wind pull them out, and they do pretty good. I mean, you can, if you have a reel that's actually got some line capacity on it, you can set that thing out there a couple 100 yards pretty easy.
Oh, I've had big balloons almost this big on 4 and 8 ounce sinkers. It's at a 10 to 12 foot depth.
Yeah.
And that cast it out there a little ways and let the wind just carry it out maybe as far as I wanted it to go before I closed the bell.
Yeah, the really neat thing about doing them drops, you can, like, I just take and I figure out what length I want them and I make them. I'll put a hook on the end, and they're really great for actually using live bait on them, because they can sit there and swim. They can swim around. They can have 10 or 12 foot of line and sit there and be swimming around with it.
But the thing is, when a big fish hits it, at least a beach ball won't pop.
Yeah.
You'll see the balloon start going down as soon as the top gets underneath waters. If you're watching balloon through binoculars, you see the balloon go underwater, and all of a sudden you see.
Well, at least they got it then.
Oh yeah, well, because that balloon gives resistance. It makes it harder the more you pull on it. But having a big balloon almost like that wide by like that tall, if not taller, getting pulled underwater, and all of a sudden you see this big like underwater explosion boil up from the air.
Yeah.
Kind of a trip. But then you got to worry about when you reel it in that balloon don't wrap around your line and everything else.
Yeah,
that's the bad part.
Yeah, how I clip these, you just twist the line and you pull it through, and then you clip them on, and then you pull it back, and it just sets them in spot, and they don't really tangle up. Which is just kind of the nice thing about it.
Yeah, not like a balloon, because the balloon can get tangled up, and it's known to pop real quick. That they're the most thinnest things ever made.
Yeah. The worst thing about the balloon rig, the beach ball rig, is sometimes getting the clips off and the wind taking that beach ball and pulling against it while you're trying to take them off. Sometimes that's usually it gets a little interesting when you get some pretty good wind and you're doing it.
Yeah, that gets kind of annoying. That does get annoying really quick. Hey, Sean, how you doing? Great Outdoors Exploring. So, what are your guys' goals for your channels?
I really don't have any expectations. I just want to teach people how to fish and share our experiences. I mean, that's really my main goal.
What about you, Brad?
Yeah, I just want to kind of show people different ways we do stuff. Like I know a lot of anglers, they either do bait, bank, or boat. I mean, there's a lot of other things that tie in with that you can do to try to improve some of your fishing. I mean, if you look at Epic's got some great content, especially about leading the fish. I'll tell you what, I've used that since I heard him say it and he explained it, and I'll tell you what, we've landed some fish we should have never got because we wouldn't have got them if we didn't use it.
Yeah, leading the fish is a key point of landing those big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I know control of the rod and controlling your fish is crucial to getting them landed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially being a bank fisherman and getting one of those big blues and current, and you gotta get him to turn.
Yeah. And sometimes that's half the battle, just getting them to go where you need them to.
Well, on the bank, you're using the medium heavy rod, trying to get a big blue to turn in current is not easy.
Yeah.
But with
it's easier to feed them than to give them directions on where they need to go for you.
Right. Because with a heavy action rod, you get more control of them and you can almost pull them, get them to pull to turn out of the current.
Yeah. That's what we did last night. One of the rods I use is actually a heavy musky rod. We bought it at Gander Mountain over in Indiana. We went over there because we were looking for the B&Ms at that time and we couldn't find them over there. I ended up ordering them. But we went over there and they had them rods, and I'm like, man, these are pretty stiff for as thin as they are. And the first couple years we used them, we didn't catch nothing on, not a single thing on them. And then this year, that one rod has caught his PB.
My PB Blue Cat, which is 46 pounds.
And then I just caught that 31-pound flathead on it last night. It's the same rod. I told him, I'm like, that rod's going to go in the water no matter where we're fishing.
That heavy action?
Yeah, it's a heavy action musky rod.
So what do you think of it now after you've been catching this big fish?
I don't really actually like the rod that much, to be honest. I broke some stuff on it and repaired it, and it's better after I repaired it than I think it was when I got it.
But it's working great for you.
Oh yeah. If there's a big fish, that rod will find it somehow.
I think the big fish finds it instead of the rod finding them.
Yeah, let's see if we can break it again.
Break it so you can repair it again?
Yeah, see if it works better the next time.
How many times has it broke?
We have two of them, and both of them, the reel seat has twisted around and the epoxy broke loose on them.
Yeah.
So we had to cut the handles off and re-epoxy them back together.
Then you had to re-epoxy the handles back on.
Yeah. Lee Reed and Stan gave the idea of re-epoxying them, and they've actually, so far, mark my words, it stayed together, and it's actually been catching fish after we fixed it. So far, so good.
That was my next question. Does the rod handles squeak when you hook into those big fish?
No, not really. Which is kind of surprising. Every time I catch a fish on it, I'm just sitting there listening to hear some cracks and breaks and
waiting for it to pop and see if it's get stabbed by it.
Yeah. I'm hoping it don't break too bad because we just put some Shimano Tranexes on them, the 400s, and they're pretty nice reels.
Yeah, they're nice reels. I'm just saying, if it breaks right behind the reel and you're still fighting and it comes back at you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt.
when they first broke, we were catching a fish on it, and the reel decided to spin all the way around the other side. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, it's a little hard to reel from the reverse side, so I'm sitting there trying to mess with the fish and spin the reel back to get it to where I needed it.
Yeah, to hold the reel in place and hold the rod at the same time.
Hold the reel seat and hold the rod, and then reel in and hoping for the best.
Hey, Maurice, you're good. Hello, Amanda Tanner.
There's Amanda.
Who's that? Your girlfriend?
Yeah.
His girlfriend.
Awesome, Amanda. Welcome. For those of you that are new in chat, you can hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, and the thumbs up if you don't mind, please.
Yeah, it really helps out.
It helps with the algorithms.
Oh yeah.
And right now, I'm just 91 away from 1,000. So
Cool. Sometimes breaking them humps on there are hard. Then when you get past them, you're looking for the next one.
I'm just trying to see if I can break 1,000.
Yeah.
I hope you do.
So do I. A lot of people in chat, when I was on Palmetto's show, they told me I should have been 1,000 by now. I'm like, I don't promote my channels like other people do, because I'd rather help promote channels like this and new people that's just out here that is in chat where no one knows his face.
Oh yeah.
Gonna put a face to the name.
Well, and a lot of it too. Everybody's channel's growth on YouTube is completely different from one another. Some people, for some reason, sometimes do really good starting off, and then they slow down, and then they pick back up, and you just never know what it's going to do. You just gotta hang in there, keep plugging away, keep putting out videos and showing good content. People will come.
Right. I want to give a special shout out to Jay's Catfishing, aka Jose. How you doing, bud? It's a long time no see. Welcome back in here, bud. I met him last year, my first meet and greet. His wife was there. It was me, Norm, and Jason and Friday there when they got there. And his wife was sweet enough to cook us a meal, bring it down to the bank where we was holding his fish fry. We was having this fishing tournament that night, and they brought us the food down there that she cooked.
Oh, that's amazing.
Boy,
That's awesome.
talking about a feast.
Feed it up for 2 armies.
2? I think you could have fed a battalion with that. 2 battalions with what little food she cooked.
Oh.
But none of it went to waste.
Oh, I'll bet it didn't.
And if you love spicy foods, they had spices. Some of it was spicy, some of it wasn't. But I tell you what, it was amazing. It was really amazing. Thank you, KYK Hunter. Oh, I understand that, Sean. You missed a heck of a feast. And trust me, she had carne asada, enchiladas, you name it. That was one feast that I could go through again.
Oh yeah.
So, you guys plan on doing more DIYs?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, I do a lot of DIYs myself. Like, I made my own rod holder mounts for my own boat because they want $15 a piece for them. So I'm like, I can make those. I got the tools. and I've actually built up my own little John boat. So any little project that I get going along, I kind of want to show it and show people that you don't have to just go and buy what someone else has made. You can make it exactly the way you want it. And I know I've watched a lot of fishing and stuff's videos, and he's got some great content, and I've actually learned a lot from his videos.
Okay, Amanda 10, I got a question for you. I know she's in chat, and she's not close by where you guys are at. Are you going to start a YouTube channel, or just go with Brad's channel when you catch that big flathead? Amanda says, Abbott, I'm excited to try to get a flathead on my new rods.
That's a no.
What's that?
He asked if Amanda was going to start her own channel.
Oh,
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
it's a good question.
Yeah.
She's getting into it quite a bit more, so
She
it's
says
possible.
she's just going to go with Brad's.
Oh
So that means when she catches that big flathead, you have to put her on video, reeling it in and landing
Oh
it
yeah,
in the pictures of it.
yeah, we do. Even with the kids, we always we were telling them last night. They'll actually clip the camera on their life jackets, and then they have their own camera. We call it Macy Cam or Kaylin or Kinsley Cam.
Oh, cool!
And
So,
they do their own little thing with it, and then they bring it back, and then they take turns.
Yeah.
So do you put them on your channel as well, Brad?
I don't have any videos. Everything that we record, we put on Jason's channel.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they fish with us a lot.
That's cool. So, how long have you guys all been fishing together?
Oh,
A long time.
well over 10 years.
Wow. No, you're not father and son, are you?
No. We're pretty much friends from high school.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask you. How'd you guys meet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jason and my brother Justin always hung out, and then we'd always get a bunch of us together and go out fishing. I mean, there'd be anywhere from 6 to 8 people sometimes fishing off the bank. We'd take a whole bank to ourselves and say, hey, we're casting, and we'd have little competitions and saying, hey, who's catching the big fish tonight, or who's catching the most, and we'd make a little game out of it to see who would do better that night than others.
Normally, I know the Kaskaskia well enough to where I know where I can go to catch what fish,
Yeah.
and I know how to fish certain spots to get it. Because on both sides of the lock and dam, they have this like a wooden railroad bridge supports coming up out of the water
Yeah.
with slat holes in it. So I know flatheads are under there,
Yeah.
and I know if I want big blues, I have to go out in the channel to get them.
Yeah.
So I basically know it well enough where I can get what I want where I want to get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. When you spend enough time on the water, you're going to know where your bait's going to be, or you're going to know where your fish are going to be generally located at.
I know the Kaskaskia River well enough because I fish it a lot.
Yeah.
So I know where depends on the sections I go. I know where I can fish to get what and how to fish to get another one. Because a lot of the Kaskaskia does not have brush piles on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We like fishing wood. We fish wood a lot.
There's not a lot of brush piles on the Kaskaskia.
Yeah, it probably washes a lot of it out, don't it?
Oh,
It does.
Yeah, it'll wash it down to the lock and dam, and once it blocks the lock and dam, you have to shut it down until they get cranes there to
Clean it
clean
off.
it up.
Yeah.
So they try to keep the cascade free of the debris.
Yeah.
Because we have a barge that goes up to Cascade for about like 5 or 10 miles, and just has a stop there, so they don't have to. Anytime the barge goes up and they see debris coming down, they call it lock it dam and let them know it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only bad part about that, because if you have debris just sitting off the side of the bank, no need to disturb it, because that's where a lot of flatheads go.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we got a lot of that in our little river that we like to fish.
Good night, Mark.
Like our little hole we fished last night, I think it's got 3 or 4 trees in it right now, which is great because it'll wash them out when it gets real high, and then it slowly deposits them back in until we get an excessive amount of rain that it sweeps it back out.
Hello, Tina Ladybug. So, what would be your advice for someone that's just starting out with catfishing? What would be your best advice for them?
It kind of depends if you're fishing off a bank or you're fishing off a boat. If you're new to fishing, check maps. You can check maps online. Navionics works for a lot of them. Not everything, but it helps. Check your water out. See what you got. Pick a spot. Pick a depth. Start there. See what you get. If it don't work, go one way or the other with it. I mean,
Yeah, my biggest thing would be focus on finding the fish and don't worry about the gear second. I mean, it's nice to have nice gear, and but if you're not finding fish, there's no point really to buy that nice gear. You just gotta spend time on the water, really mainly, and learn the area that you're fishing, because you got to have realistic expectations of what you're going to catch out of the waters around you, because not every river or every lake has giant fish.
No. But if you catch one, I will say this: if you catch a flathead that's 15, 20 pounds,
Oh yeah,
you know there's bigger flatheads in there.
oh yeah,
yeah, that's what we
Because
were just.
he just didn't swim up in that river and just
no,
Yeah, that's
be
what
there.
we were just talking about before stream. I'm like, we got the 31 last night. There's one either equivalent or bigger than that in that, but we haven't seen it yet. But that fish was pretty nice to see because we haven't seen anything that size in that river. We fished it for years.
You know there's a 35 in there.
yeah,
There's bigger ones in there.
Yeah. Well, that was the nice thing about seeing the one we caught last night at 31 pounds. I'm like, if that was in there, there's another big one somewhere.
because that's a small feeder river to the bigger river, and normally you don't catch that big a fish out of there, but I do believe there's bigger ones.
Dale Hayslip says, that's right. You're only as good as the waters you fish in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that has some truth to it.
You can't have a 100-pound expectation on a 25-pound lake.
Well, you never know.
you
never
Oh.
know, but
Hey, it's that once in a lifetime a
Yeah.
25-pound fish in a 20-pound lake that's going to come up and bite someone in the
yeah.
backside.
That's the one thing nice about fishing. You really do never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
All right, good night, Jeremy Allen. But you both use braids. You both have mono. I mean,
We use
you
mono
didn't have
leaders.
mono leaders.
Yeah.
What,
We tie mono leaders on.
what pound test do you use?
I use 50.
50 is usually the average. If we're in the Ohio River, we're fishing some pretty nasty stuff, we do got 80-pound that we use, and we will throw it on.
So what would be your biggest your biggest circle hook that you'd use?
The biggest one that I'd use is probably a 10-aught for me. I don't really go anything above that, mainly because I can't find them around me. But I'd probably use a 12-aught if I could find them and not have to order them online. I mean, sometimes I just get lazy and just don't want to order stuff online.
I like using the 8-aught hooks, but I don't. Jason will put on a whole skipjack if he feels the need to. I don't use. I'm more conservative on the size of bait. So usually, if I can't put it on an 8-aught hook, it don't deserve to be there.
Yeah.
So you don't believe in donkey baits for donkey fish?
Well, yeah, you can run them. I see people catch them all the time, but I always stay conservative on it.
Yeah, I've never caught one on a donkey bait. Normally, it's baits this big and it catch giant fish.
The last time I seen him put about a 13 or 14-inch shad head on, I watched his pole go almost out the back of a boat, and it's full in line as it was doing it.
What was on it?
We don't know.
It ripped it right out of my hands. I had a bite on one pole, and I had the other rod in my other and set the hook because I was actually using Kail hooks at the time, and my rod got yanked out of my hands and almost went out the back of the boat, and the fish got off.
The only thing that saved it was a beer bottle opener on the back from a previous owner on the inboard boat motor haul.
How did beer bottle save a rod?
It caught the wire on. It caught the
line.
caught the line.
Oh, aren't you lucky?
Yeah.
He got real lucky.
Luckily, it was just an ugly stick.
Just an ugly stick. Did I just hear you talk smack about an ugly stick?
Oh, I like them, but they're cheaper than the other option. I do use ugly sticks.
Wow.
We've upgraded a lot of gear the last year and a half. We've had the ability to do it. So
I've heard everybody talk highly about ugly sticks until I heard Wild Herb goes, "Oh, it was just an ugly stick."
I like them.
Hey, he still got to with some pin reels on them.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to replay that one real quick.
Hold on a minute.
Because everybody in catfish community says, "Yeah, I'll take an ugly stick over anything else because they're good fish."
They're actually
Wild Herb says, "Oh, it was just an ugly stick that got caught by a beer bottle opener."
Yeah, when you get spoiled though when you start buying those $80 rods compared to those $30 and $40 rods.
Yeah.
Those ugly sticks do have some great price points though. You can't beat the price on them.
No,
and they do if you're starting out, you should definitely get an ugly stick because they'll take you a long way.
oh yeah, they'll land you an 80-pound cat.
Yeah.
I caught many flatheads on the ugly stick that I used, but I have upgraded, so my view on them's a little different, but I still use them.
Yeah, but until they go flying out of your hand, and oh, they're just an ugly stick. Yeah, you heard ugly stick, Kelly. So, like, all my rods are under $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got two. Huh?
We started out that way. We bought what we could get, and then slowly but surely got I went from getting the cheaper pins to the Abus, and now I swear by any of the Shimano's. They're my favorite rod and reel.
Did I hear you say cheaper pins?
Yeah.
How? Where?
Well, they're They're cheaper than an Abu Garcia.
Pin.
Yeah, pin.
The Warfares are only like what, $50. I mean, they're pretty pricey reel for someone starting out, but
Right.
when you're talking the difference between a pin and a Warfare and an Abu Garcia catfish special, I mean, that's quite a big price difference.
And then the
Yeah.
Abu to the Tranex is one Shimano Tranex is 2 Abus.
Right. Because I know what I paid for my pin first and both of my pins, and I'm like,
Yeah,
they
those are
cost way more
those,
than.
yeah, those
Yeah.
are pretty. Those they do make Penn does make some cheaper reels. Those are more of the upper end of their reels.
Actually, some of their open face are more than their bait casters.
Yeah,
Yeah, my spinning reels cost me a good chunk of money. I'm like,
yeah.
since when did pin go cheaper than the Abu Garcia?
Yeah, no,
Some of them are.
their spinning reels are normally pretty pricey. They have cheaper options
Yeah.
than the bait casting.
I didn't know that the bait casters were cheap for a pin.
Yeah,
Yeah, their bait casters are actually very, very affordable. I mean, compared to their open face.
Compared to the spinning reels,
Yeah.
those cost a fortune.
yeah.
I'll tell you what though, like during the winter time, if you're trying to find some cheap reels, check eBay. Sometimes, I mean, you got to look at the stuff pretty good because sometimes
There's some shady sellers on there.
there's some
That's
below
why-
average products, but sometimes you can get some pretty good deals. I got a couple
I stick with
Daiwas.
Amazon.
Yeah,
I got a couple Daiwas for well under half price of what they are new.
I stick with Amazon on that part
yeah,
because that way I know when I go to buy it, it gives you the option to buy the real thing, or if it's been reconditioned or used.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because Amazon will give you a price cut if it's been used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I stick with a brand new out of the box
Yeah.
because I don't want someone else's.
Problem.
That's a polite way of putting it.
Yeah.
Previous issues.
I was going to say f ups
Yeah.
because they probably had a problem with it and they taken it apart and tried to fix the problem and tried to put it back right together.
Yeah.
But they just dumped everything back in the wheel housing and just put the screws together and called it good.
Sometimes I like finding those at garage sales and flea markets and stuff. I'll find them ones that they're messed up that you can get for next to nothing, and I'll fix them.
Hello, country catfishing.
If you're any kind of handy on the fishing reels and you find some that are, have broke gear or they're missing some parts, if you can figure out what it needs before you buy it and get an idea of what you need to fix it, you can save yourself some money on some good reels.
Yeah, I bought a Shimano Calcutta for $5 at a flea market, and I tore it apart. And the only thing that was wrong with it is there was a fish scale jammed inside the gears.
So
I don't even want to know how that fish scale got inside that reel.
Me either.
sometimes you luck into finding some good reels real cheap.
I'll drive by a yard sale, and if I don't see a fishing rod, I don't stop.
Yeah, that's what we do.
We do the same thing. We'll go to a big flea market and we'll always sit there looking for poles up in the air because usually when you find poles, you find rods and reels both.
Right. And I did that to 5 yard sales, and this lady was following me. She goes, every time I see you, she's a big fan of going to yard sales and shopping. She goes, I followed you for 5 yard sales, and you kept slowing down as you passed. You didn't see what you wanted? I said, no.
Yeah,
What are you
they're very easy
looking
to
for?
see.
I said, I'm looking for fishing rods just sticking up in the air. She goes, What are you gonna do if you see him? I says I'm gonna stop and go buy everything that I see.
I call it window shopping.
Yeah, I says I'm just window shopping, but when I see the rods, I'm stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
do
know
the
they
same
have
thing.
rods, they're gonna have reels, they're gonna have tackle boxes.
I do the same thing, and Amanda will get mad at me sometimes, and I know she's listening, so she'll know. She'll probably be like, she'll see baby clothes, but I won't see any fishing stuff, and I'll keep going. I'm like, oh, we don't need any more clothes. But she always gives me a hard time for it because we try to look for extra gear when we can, because sometimes you get some pretty decent deals on them.
Oh, she just got you.
Yep. What she said?
Yeah, Brad.
I mean, I if I don't see fishing rods, I look for camp stoves or propane tanks.
Mm-hmm.
I know if they have the propane tanks, they're gonna have the fish frying stuff and stuff like that around there.
Oh yeah. You usually find some of that some of the camping stuff is you can get pretty affordable.
You see, I'm looking for, because if I know they got fishing rods there, a good chance you're gonna have Dutch ovens, cast iron skillets, and camping gear.
Oh yeah.
Some of them Dutch ovens can get pretty expensive too.
Uh-huh. I got one Dutch oven that's from 1954,
Oh wow.
and I have another one back from 1962, and another one from 83.
All three of them are still older than I am.
Yeah, to see that 22-inch cast iron skillet they got.
Oh, a 22-inch?
Yeah, it's back from 1941.
Wow.
You lifting that thing one-handed.
That's like tank armor, isn't it?
It's almost like trying to lift a mortar around with one hand.
You know that's probably got more metal in it than a Prius has got.
Oh yeah, I know it does. A 22, yeah, that biggest
Sorry if you have a
skillet.
Prius.
That biggest skillet weighs almost about. That biggest skillet, I think, weighs. Last time I weighed it, I think it weighed 15 pounds. 15, 16 pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
Hey, you try to pick it up with just with one hand.
Yeah.
Think you get some good wrist muscles.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
Imagine hiking and carrying that on your back. That gives you a workout by itself.
Oh yeah, but you get an upward swing with it.
Game over.
Whatever you hit is game over. Because once you get up here so far, don't let it come back down on you. Just let go of it. Let it fly. You deal with the damages after it lands.
I'll pick it up. It'll still be good later.
Oh, it'll still be good. But your wall and your door and your ceiling might not be very good. Country Catfish says, keep the Prius jokes coming. Country Catfishing, you know how to deal with a Prius? Hit it with a cast iron skillet. All right. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the YouTube and catfish community so far?
It's a pretty cool community. I mean, it's nice that everyone's trying to help each other out, which is a big part of why I'm doing this. I want to teach people how to fish, teach kids how to fish, get people out and moving around and not playing video games all day. Pretty much, I'm not a big fan of being stuck inside all day long playing video games like most of these kids are nowadays. I grew up outside all day long. I don't know what Brad thinks about it.
It's kind of like he said. When we were kids, we didn't go in the house until it was dark, and if it was dark, you'd better been inside. So
Yeah.
you know, keeping people active outside doing stuff is always a great thing. You know, getting someone to try something new like fishing, you know, they might love it, they might hate it, but that one person, that one, maybe one for every three that you get that starts fishing and actually likes doing it, you're going to help them with a great hobby that they're going to actually probably do for quite a long time.
So, all right, you like getting your kids into fishing.
Mm-hmm.
So, if your neighbor kids wanted to go fishing, would you take them?
Oh, most certainly
Oh,
would.
yeah.
There's only probably 60 rods here. I'm sure we could probably find them one. Find him a rod and reel they could probably even take home if they wanted it.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter, she loves fishing. She asked me every day last week, can we go fishing? And then she's trying to get me in trouble with Amanda. Hey, Daddy's going fishing without you. I'm like, no.
I've taken my boss's kid fishing. I've taken one of my coworkers and his kids fishing. I mean, that is, I mean, one of the things that I like to do is get other people involved in it, in the sport. I like seeing other people catch fish just as much as I like to catch them.
Yeah. Hello, fishing frustrations. So, has your little girl ever went up to Amanda yet and told her that you're taking her fishing instead of Amanda?
Oh yeah, this is what she was doing last week. She's like, we're going fishing without you. And she's like, no, you're not. And I'm like, we did not say that. I mean, usually when we go out fishing, usually it's either all of us or me, Jason, and her. And then the kids like to go out to her mom's and spend time with her. So, and when they want to do it, they say they don't want to go fishing. They go out to her house and they got a couple acres to run, so they enjoy that equally too. They're still outside, still playing and active. I'm okay with it.
That's good. At least you're not on the electronics and just frying their brain.
We try to keep them off of it. Sometimes you can't help it, but we try to limit it as much as possible.
Oh, she just laid down the rules.
Oh yeah.
What did she say?
She said they know that they can't go while I'm at work.
Boy, that's it. We know who's the boss in that house now.
It goes back and forth. It's shared responsibility.
Well, when it comes to fishing, you guys can't go while she's at work.
Yeah.
According to her.
And she likes to go fishing with us. She likes to catch fish too. So, and she's doing pretty good.
Right. But if she don't know you going fishing while you're at work, you don't tell her.
No,
you're
we
gonna
don't
get
do
us in
that.
trouble.
Huh?
We don't do that. We don't do any secret fishing trips. That get me in a lot of trouble. It ain't fair. It ain't fair to her, so we don't do it.
Yeah.
I understand.
She gets pretty upset if that happens.
Oh, she'd know if you did, because.
Oh yeah.
One of the kids will tell her.
Oh, okay. That's how that works.
Either the kids or the camera, one way or another, she'll know.
So, Brad, when are you going to start putting more content up on your YouTube channel?
Probably here pretty soon. Here in the next week or two, get some stuff settling down a little bit, then we'll make a couple videos on how to pour lead and stuff along those lines.
Fishing Frustration is saying hi, Brad and Herb.
What's up, Frustrations?
What's up?
How you doing, buddy? How's the other side of the pond? The big pond.
I thought that's the only pond we was talking about.
There might be some little ones in between him and me, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in here from Kentucky.
Yeah,
what the people in Kentucky, in chat, and you, what part of Kentucky are you guys in?
We're in Ohio.
Yeah, we're in Ohio.
I mean,
We're in
what part of
Ohio, but
Ohio?
Northwestern.
yeah, we usually fish the Cincinnati area.
Okay. Kentucky Cat Hunter says Western Kentucky, Princeton. He lives in Princeton, Kentucky. So you guys, so you live in northwestern part of Ohio, but it takes
Yep.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're up like we're kind of parallel with Fort Wayne. So
Okay.
It takes us 2 hours to get to Lake Erie and 2 hours to get to the Ohio River.
Okay. Country catfishing is in Princeton, Kentucky as well. I believe Sharina and Thomas, if you're still in here, they're in southern Ohio
Indiana, I think.
or Indiana. I
Yeah.
think Muskrat's Adventures and correct me if I'm wrong. Muskrat's is in Ohio.
Yep, he's in Ohio. We
Uh,
actually fished with him a while back during that Rocky Fork tournament. We talked to him and we fished that little tournament
the
there.
Crosses are in Ohio. Betty and Brendan Crosses are in Ohio as well,
Yep.
Yep.
if I
They're on
remember
the-
correctly.
They're on the right side of the river.
So what's the wrong side of the river?
The one you're not on?
Oh, so you're saying
Is it the
Kentucky's
water?
the wrong side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kentucky's got a lot of good fishing.
I'm trying to remember. You guys got quite a bit of Ohio fishermen in there that you can hook up with and go fishing with
Oh yeah,
too.
for sure. Yeah, hopefully we'll be getting to do that more. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Have you
Sometime-
guys ever thought of doing a meet greet at one of the lakes and rivers for people in Ohio to come up and fish with, or Indiana, just Indiana, Ohio area meet greet?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty neat to do. I
Yeah.
mean, really thought about it. I think Indiana had a meet and greet just a while back with some of the people over there. We weren't able to go to it, but
I've had two of them in 2 years.
yeah.
I'm going to do another one.
Yeah.
Hey, Carpenter down under, Jeremy, how you doing?
Yeah, it was
He's
nice.
another one.
It was
He's
nice getting to
another
see
one.
some of the video on your meet and greet. That was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, they're good. They're fun. Carpenter down under is another one from across the pond.
Yeah.
He has some good videos on catching some huge carp.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
I have not personally seen them, but I definitely be checking it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen them, go over to Carpenter Down Under's YouTube page, subscribe to him, and watch a few of his videos.
We'll definitely do that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That
Hey, I usually luck into catching some really stupid big carp on some really light action gear.
some of the carp he catches, it blow your mind.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them he might bring in about like that, and others maybe as long as your leg.
Yeah. I broke a couple pulls on some carp. I've got experience on that.
Yeah,
I think when I started carp fishing, I broke 6 rods.
I was trying to catch bluegill and I ended up catching a carp a couple times. I have a bad habit of doing it.
I took a number 10 treble hook, put a split shot on it, and the guy gave me some homemade bait that he made for carp. I just put barely enough on that treble hook on there, catch it. I was thinking I was going, all right. This is catfish bait. On a Zebco 33.
Yeah.
Needless to say, the 33 and the rod didn't make it through.
I bet not.
Carp are probably one of the hardest fighting fish around that I
Well-
know of.
One, I didn't have the drag set on the 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought it brand new, and I forgot to check the drag, and it was tightened down rock hard. And it only had 10-pound test on it.
Yeah.
It's gonna work one of them over pretty hard.
I know the reservoir by us, it has some giant carp in there after the spawn. Sometimes you can see 50 pound plus carp floating in the water.
And I tell you what, I was kind of peeved at myself because I know my catfish rods. I always have the drag set.
Yeah.
And I never keep the factory line that's on the reel.
Yeah.
Yeah, never.
Even if it's a combo I buy out of Walmart, I always take off the factory line and put on newer line, which I know I trust, which is stronger.
Yeah, you never know what's going to come on those.
Right. And I always make sure I check the drag, but that day it didn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't have to worry about checking the drag. The carp ain't going to do anything.
Yeah.
Wrong.
You might find that one Sunday worker that was working on Monday
Yeah.
and didn't spool it up very well.
Well, I didn't have to worry about it spooling.
As far as
The plastic cap came off. The reel came out. It went through all the eyelets and broke the rod.
Wow. I can't say I've ever had that happen.
No.
I mean, I'm like, all right, I got you. And I'm reeling, all of a sudden the base plastic of that
Yeah.
33 broke. It went out of my hand, went through the first reel, the first eyelet, second eyelet, stopped at the third one. And I'm trying to pull it down, and all of a sudden the rod snaps. I'm like, okay. So I just took the rod back to Walmart and says, I had a factory defective rod. They looked at me, looked at the rail, and says, what'd you hook into? A fish. And they looked at it and they seen where it broke off, and I'm like, it had to be a factory defect because that was a combo I bought not even 20 minutes ago. Have a good night, Amanda. All right, she's getting off chat, so now we can really talk. Let all your secrets out. But knowing her, she'd probably keep it running to listen.
Oh yeah, she'd be listening.
It's probably actually running on the TV, so
Damn. Leave it running on the TV so you can hear everything else.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do, because if a lot of people are in there talking in the chat and stuff, and I'm watching a live stream or just somebody's video. If the kids need something or whatever, I'll have it up on there. I can still hear it as I'm helping them do what they need to do and getting them around or getting them fed and stuff. It makes it it's better than just watching the regular TV.
So all three of you met in high school.
Well,
And-
I didn't meet Amanda.
Oh no. Oh, you didn't meet Amanda, but you met Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad was dating her in high school,
Yeah.
but all three of you guys fished together.
Yep.
That's weird.
It don't
Hey,
happen
Kevin,
very
so-
often.
No, it don't.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Brad found his true love in high school. He also found a mate that likes to fish. Then he found a friend that went to the same high school as he did that fishes and has a boat.
Yeah.
Brad, how lucky does that make you feel?
Oh, pretty lucky.
You haven't tried
Definitely.
playing the lottery yet?
Yeah, I've been holding off. I'd rather put money in stocks than to blow money on the lottery. So
Well, I'm saying you got your best friend, which is your mate. She loves fishing just as much as you, which is your high school sweetheart. Then you got him right next to you that you've known for 10 years or even probably in high school. And you guys got together and started fishing. Now you don't have to worry about buying a boat.
Yeah.
we actually have two of them, but we use the other one. We got some stuff to work on it.
Oh, okay. So you have
Yeah.
It's on the back burner. His boat's quite a bit cheaper having that 4-stroke on it, running it, and it's definitely a lot more reliable than the other boat we have.
So you're gonna do any DIY videos on the boat that you have that needs work?
We might, but I have to think about it. Some of the mechanic work stuff, I just kind of do it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
I'll give a lot of credit to fishing and stuff. Those DIY videos are pretty hard to record.
Yeah, trust me. I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, I had a lot. I struggled quite a bit trying to record that video.
Well, getting the right view and then getting everything you need in it without
obstructing the view while you're working.
Well, you're looking at Sasquatch. He's good at blocking the view.
Yeah.
Most carping down under says most carp he catches on his bass rod with 4-pound braid with nothing but a floating bread on a hook.
That'd be interesting.
That would be very interesting. 4-pound braid.
I don't even use that for bluegill.
I think I'd probably get really upset after the first few times of doing it and having the drag too tight.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's good once you get them set, but that initial part would probably get me a little frustrated on it for sure.
Yeah. But my thing is, you hook it, and Jeremy carping down under, he's hooked into some nice giant carp. But on 4-pound braid?
Yeah. That'd be a struggle in itself.
Yeah. I've caught a catfish on a fly rod once. Now that was fun.
Yeah, carving down under says that 30. He caught a 30-pound carp on that rig.
Wow.
Yeah. That's impressive.
That's
really fine tuning some drag there.
That's a lot of fine tuning on all aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a bass rod is what? Like a medium heavy? Or a medium action rod? And they're made for what? What kind of pound?
Probably 10 to 12 pound test.
Yeah, and he has 4-pound braid on it.
Yeah.
Which is normally good for 8 to 10-pound bass.
Yeah.
If that.
Depends on what you're fishing.
You be working your drag and your rod pretty good at that point. Then some of them carp could get pretty dang big.
I know, especially here in America, we got some big tests.
Oh yeah.
I like how Maurice put it. 4-pound test would be a heart beating and fun.
Yeah.
Carping down under says my legs were jelly when he hooked into that.
Oh, I bet.
Be more than that, I'd be like, crap, what am I gonna do?
Just hang on for the ride.
Yeah.
I had enough fun fishing on that flathead last night on working him around, and I'm good with that.
Well, you caught a 20-pound flathead on a bass rod, and that was
an ultralight bass rod.
Yeah, that was fun and interesting.
Walk us through what you had on that. What you caught him on, and stuff like that.
We caught him on a little 2 no more than 3-inch bluegill, live bluegill.
with a Uncle Lou Demon Dragon on it.
Yeah.
And,
It was an end current. I had the live bait, then the Uncle Lou rattle about 4 inches off the eyelet of the hook, and it was on a 24-inch leader.
yeah, probably 24-inch. And you
Now, what rod and what kind of rod was it you caught him on?
I actually caught him on that heavy musky rod with the Shimano Tranex on it.
Oh, I thought you said it was going to be an ugly stick. Dog rod.
No, it wasn't. It's an ugly rod, just not a
yeah, just not an ugly
ball.
stick.
So you knew what it was when you hooked into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what it is as much drag was ripping off of it as fast as it was going. Like I didn't even have to look at the rod to know what it was, because the channels, if they pull drag,
They do it out the boat.
yeah, you might get a little bit at the very first part of it, and that's it. They don't. I mean, this thing peeled 70 pounds or 70 feet of line out in a real short period of time. But that pole was on the back side of the hole in current, and it's right where the stream kind of comes in off the back side of it, and I just worked that area, and it just happened to be there.
Yeah, can people post Brad and Herb's YouTube channel links up here? Let's get them more subscribers and get them growing. And Catfish Headhunter, Catfish Hunter needs 30 subscribers, and Country Catfishing, I think, needs 10 more to where they can hit their goals. But let's get Brad Caudill and Wild Herbs links up here and get them some more subs.
And one thing about it, if you guys listening, you know, when you're watching these videos, pay close attention to what some of these guys are doing. They have some amazing tips and tricks. If you take the time to listen to them, I mean, the fish quality, the fish numbers have went up from us already.
Yeah, we listen to Epic quite a bit, and we've caught more fish than we ever would have.
And Country Boy does amazing.
Yeah.
At explaining stuff. Absolutely awesome. You should be able to pick at least 1 or 2 things out of every stream that someone's doing. They're going to help you out. I was joking with Jason last night. I'm like, all you had to do is start a YouTube channel, and we just start catching bigger fish. But a lot of it has to do with the amount of time that we're spending on YouTube, gaining knowledge off of other great anglers. I mean,
right. I have knowledge, I just don't share it.
You got knowledge for 2 lifetimes, I bet, at least, being generous.
I got a lot of old school knowledge where I was taught by guys that were back in the early 50s, early 60s and 70s that didn't have electronics or anything like that. That they learned the lakes and rivers and just by looking at it and reading the water current that's on top of the water and stuff like that, how to fish it.
Yeah, that's
looking
just like dragging a sinker. If you're fishing off the bank, taking a sinker, casting it out, and pulling it back in, slowly reeling it in to see if you got holes, see if you might have a tree down there, or I mean,
exactly
that. Doing that, you don't need a fish finder, because you're gonna be able to see where it's at, how long the line was out, how far you casted, and you'll be able to get a mental map of the area that you're fishing, and you don't need the fish finder to do it.
Nowadays, people tell you need navionics and stuff like this and other stuff for the bank fishermen to find the fish.
Yeah, no. It's a good way to get you a starting point, but it's not gonna.
It's a good way. nowadays it's good for people that are into the technology part of it. But me, I don't know how to work the avionics to get that kind of
Yeah.
Google Earth is all right because
Yeah.
it shows you the water. It won't show you everything you need.
Yeah.
But like the old school, the older generations that fish this stuff without that is like actually learning the river and more stuff about it because that was research to them.
Yeah.
They take their time and learn what was on the bottom when they reeled it in. They weren't cranking 100 miles an hour to keep them getting
Yeah.
snagged.
Yeah.
Because they knew if you were, the snag is going to be part of fishing.
Yeah.
It may have pissed them off, but
Hey.
it told them next time where not to cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you did
Sometimes
cast, they use the bait. Or
yeah.
use a bobber.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's nice to know them spots when you're reeling in fish because then you know to direct them away from those spots because you know they're hang-up points.
Carpin, you have a sonar on your RC bait boat. Wow.
I'd like to see that.
That sounds pretty awesome.
I could have used one of those when we were bank fishing.
I'd like to have the bait boat that he has with a sonar on it.
Yeah.
Just to have the if he has the sonar that is Wi-Fi to where it gets your phone within 100 yards, that could help a bank fisherman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And there's a lot of places that we fish that are hard to cast when we fish from the bank. So you had to walk out in the water 50 feet. That RC bait boat would have been pretty handy.
We've done that on the Maumee quite a few times.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
walk out and cast because the trees are so low. You can't even cast a 7.6 rod on some of the spots on that.
Now, Carpin says I also have an underwater cam you want to install on that RC bait boat.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen those underwater drones they have?
No, not yet.
Oh, you'll have to look them. You'll have to look them up when you get bored. They're pretty sweet.
All right, good night, Cat Hunter. I'd like to get a drone.
Yeah.
They can both fly in air and underwater.
Yeah, those underwater drones are pretty cool. They got a cable on them and they can send them down. And they actually have one over at Indian Lake, and they were showing some camera footage from under the water, and it was pretty neat to see because you don't ever get that view, or at least I don't.
I wonder what one does it cost.
I have not a clue.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been over 2 hours.
Yep.
That is an hour and a half. He says it's similar to my Wi-Fi. It works off Wi-Fi, and my drone's got about 500-meter range, so that'd be about 1,000-yard range.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That definitely covers some distance.
StreamYard ain't that hard to work fishing frustrations.
Unless your
Just follow
camera
the-
batteries go dead.
Huh?
Unless you got a GoPro and your camera batteries go dead or going dead because they weren't fully charged.
Gee, I wonder why. You went through them last night and
Yeah.
didn't charge them up today?
Probably not.
I charged some of them. I didn't have time to charge them all.
We were charging one before we started it, but
So how many camera batteries do you guys got?
I got 5 camera batteries just for the one GoPro.
And how many of them were charged?
Maybe one and right now.
Yeah.
So I guess you're gonna make sure they're all charged up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I normally do it throughout the week, and a fishing trip, and then this kind of threw me off.
We had a lot of editing time, or a lot of video time yesterday
Yeah.
that we got to go through yet. But them GoPros
So
like
how
their
often-
batteries.
How often do you guys post videos?
I'm probably going to be doing them, if I can, one a week. I mean, if I can, I'll find something. I try to fish on Saturday and then post a video on Sunday, but I'm actually a week ahead, so I'll film it the previous Saturday.
So how long does it take you guys to edit the video?
Depends on how much footage I got. It normally takes me roughly about a full day, which I split it up throughout the week because I still got to go to work and stuff. So I just split it up throughout the week, and then it'll be ready.
So like a full day of fishing yesterday, it'd take you what, 3 days to do it?
Yeah, it'd probably take me 3 days to go through all the footage and edit the video and make sure everything's right. And I got to watch the video about 5 times before I put it out. Make sure I got it the way I want it.
So does Brad edit videos, or are you the only one that does it?
I normally do it in my free time, and then he's normally over here busy making sinkers, and I try to do most of the editing myself.
Okay. Sorry to hear that, Austin D. He's on some terrible medication. He has bronchitis, and this is crazy.
Oh,
That can be bad.
yeah.
I get it twice a year. It's never fun.
Some promethazine and DM liquid stuff.
Whew.
Promethazine isn't something good medicine.
No.
All right, everybody, let's keep Austin in prayers over the bronchitis, and hopefully he gets better soon. Austin, we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers. So, any final thoughts from you two?
I don't really.
If you guys want to check out that flathead, I think it'll be next.
It'll be next Sunday around probably around 11. It'll be posted around 11 o'clock in the morning.
So if you want to see that fish in the fight, that video will be out Sunday. So
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty cool one to see.
And what about you, Herb?
I pretty much hope everyone has a good night and enjoys fishing. I mean, I like the fishing community and enjoying being a part of it, and hope more people join in on it.
And
Can I get someone?
If you guys got questions or anything on
Anybody in chat, can you post Wild Herbs and Brad Caudill's links in chat? If I have a mod in there?
If you guys got any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to us either on Facebook or make comments on the videos, and we'll get back with you as quick as we can. Here to help, so if you need something, don't be afraid to ask. Even if you think it's something small, or what you seem to be, you're like, oh, it's not no big deal or something. you have a question, ask it. Becca was asking the other day about hook sizes, and we talked to her about it. And you know, she didn't really want to bother anybody with a question, but it was actually a very good question. Don't be afraid to ask them.
Austin wants to know if you make bumping weights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cannonballs.
Cannonballs.
That's cannonballs.
Yeah. Greenwell uses the cannonballs to bump with, and they do work. We've done a little bit of it. I'm not saying I'm the best at it at all by any means, but
Austin's asking for dragon weights, bumping weights, and drifting weights.
Yeah.
yeah, I got cannonballs. We don't make any of the drifting sticks or anything like that.
Okay.
But if you need cannonballs for bumping, I have plenty of them.
Is it easy using the cannonball for bumping?
It's actually not that bad. I did it a couple of times now. Greenwell uses it all the time, and he's the one that kind of got me onto trying it. But we don't always go up to the higher river to get a lot of time to do it. But it's actually a very effective way. You can feel that ball hit the surface under the water. You can feel it pump, and then you know right when to pick it back up to go again. And we tried a couple different weights. The cannonball seems to work the best, and that's what he uses.
And they don't spin in the current.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get a mod in here to share out Brad Caudill's link, YouTube channel, and Wild Herbs YouTube channel link, please? So, using the ball, you can feel the bottom.
Yeah.
What if you bounce it off a catfish's head? Would you
Still
know the
bouncing
difference?
You're still bouncing it off of something. You'll feel it.
Yeah, they'll probably bite it because they got mad that you barked them in the head with.
Yeah, I got it.
I know we've drug over fish and have had that happen before.
Yeah, you drug over them with a lead weight, and all of a sudden they bite that bait when it comes over.
Very reactive.
Yeah, because you already got them pissed off when you hit them with a weight.
Yeah. Rang the doorbell to see if they were hungry.
So doorbell? I think you just did it to piss them off.
Yeah. I've actually gotten snagged up before, got my rod out, pulled the bait up, dropped it back down, and right straight into a catfish's mouth.
Thank you, Jeremy. I'm doing this a few more seconds because someone in the chat asked for your links.
Yeah, here's what a cannonball looks like. Try to.
Oh, that looks like a 50 caliber.
Yeah. They're a little bigger than that.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, but
yeah, they look like the old patch and ball they used to use to shoot in the muskets.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Carbon, can you find Wild Herbs fishing and post that link too? I just want to make sure this person that asked for it gets the link before I close this down.
Yeah.
Because Maurice, he's good at supporting everybody.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of amazing people, either YouTubing, in the chats, communicating, giving out some real good advice. I mean, this catfish family is actually pretty amazing because the wealth of knowledge between everybody is astronomical. Oh, yeah. 10 years ago, you would have never, if someone you told somebody that there was going to be a community on Facebook that just did nothing but catfishing and did not mess with bass, they would have told you you were so full of it.
The other thing I do with bass when I catch them,
cut their head off, use it for bait.
No, I play them out right there in front of a catfishman on the shore and put him in hot grease. He goes, "You killed that bass." I'm like,
yeah.
Why not?
People get upset when you do it with bluegill too, and you cut it up and you put it on a big hook. and toss it out.
Half the time I don't even cut them up. I just put a hook through the nose and cut that much meat off the end of the tail. Put a
Yeah,
single hook on there and cast it out.
yeah. We always set the hook right in front of the upper fin, and we set them there. We never tried cutting them on the backs of the tails, but it might not be a bad idea to try it next time to see if it does some improvements. I've seen you do
did
that
good,
before.
Carpin.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go so you can spend some time with your family and everything
All right.
All right.
before you guys go to bed.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you on. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Sounds
yeah.
good. Thanks for having us. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
You're
Yeah, this
welcome.
is awesome.
And with that, everybody, I say tight lines and good night, and see you next week. And next week we'll have Judy Booty on here.
That'll be
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
If you don't know the story behind that, you have to go back and watch the live stream where I had Paula Smith as guest. And towards the end, you'll see where Stan was calling out all the women's name in chat. And he just so inadvertently called out Judy Booty. And I just kind of sit back like this as Stan. Judy is a male.
Yeah.
And he's like, huh? What? That was his biggest blooper of the year.
Oh yeah.
Biggest and greatest one.
It was pretty good.
And Stan says he needs a blooper for Whisker Seekers. I'm like, I think that one would do.
Oh
It's
yeah.
definitely deserving.
Everybody is giving him crap for that for the longest time.
Oh
I
yeah.
think some people still are.
And
At
next
least,
week,
at least they were a good sport about it.
oh yeah, they're good sports about it. I'm just waiting to see how that's going to pan out next week.
Hey,
Because
you
I
should
want to
do a
get,
surprise visit with Stan. Put Stan on the spot on that next week with him, you and Judy for a pop in.
It's going to be him, Judy, and Darla. Have him come up.
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Stan's a heck of a good sport, though. I like it.
I know he's a good sport. All right. Oh, good night. Be safe and God bless.
Thank you, guys.
And
Thank you.
Good night.
enjoy the waters and take kids fishing. Also, go fishing with vets. Take a vet fishing.
Oh yeah.